Hey guys, welcome to another video. Trying to get in the best house. Today I'm just thinking about exploring Salacion Town a bit. Bold nature, yes. So yeah, there's that house. Not really much to say on that. But yeah, let's see. No buildings over here, right? Yeah. So there's the bunch of berries. I'm not gonna get those. Pokemon. What do you give us? What do you sell here? Oh yes, I've been needing some of these. Let's get 10 net balls. 10 dusk. And then 10 nest. I'm gonna use healing items, so I guess this is okay. I'll leave it like that for now. But yeah, so yeah, she talks about when we work there. If you talk to him, he'll give you a nice Poké app. I think you've seen that in one of my previous videos. He doesn't say anything. There's a news place. If they'll ask to see a specific type of Pokemon, and then if you show it to them, I think they'll give you some sort of reward. I don't really remember much because I didn't use those. Yep, Abra. Yeah, he gives us Pokeballs. We got some timer balls, and that's pretty cool. Okay, and then it's just a kind of a daily thing. It's best to have a living dex if he, you know, if you're gonna be doing this every day. No gym here, obviously. Okay, go in here. Yeah, but yeah, then there's the daycare right here. You can put 2 Pokemon in there, they'll breed, or you could also just use it to increase their level. I don't think they do that anymore, but they used to. Alright, we'll continue on to Route 210. Oh. But I do want to take this opportunity, since we will be here for a while. Actually, I'll leave it for another video, this conversation, but there is a conversation I want to have. Oh, this gives us a roost. Oh, that's a good move. I love it. Actually, you know, I'll do it right now. And then I'm wondering, I'll go ahead and have a conversation right now. So I want to talk about why One Piece is really good and why you should watch it. Like, not necessarily about why it's good, but I want to tell you guys about why the people who say, oh, it gets good after 400 episodes or so are wrong. Alright, because I will admit that One Piece is very plentiful in the amount of episodes and manga chapters that there are available. And every week, or you know, if Oda doesn't take any, you know, weeks off, every other week or whatever, you know, ignoring his breaks, every week we get a new chapter 1. Every week we get a new episode of One Piece. And people say, oh hey, you know, watch One Piece, after a while it gets good. And they're wrong. After a while, One Piece doesn't get good. It's been good from the beginning, but when you compare later arcs to those first few arcs of One Piece, the future arcs are better, you know? Like, I see lots of people talking about Alabasta, Skypia. Skypia is kind of underrated though. Water 7, Ennis Lobby, Impelled Down, Marineford, Dressrosa, Wano currently, Whole Cake Island. Like, all these later arcs are really fucking good. Like, personally, I enjoyed One Piece from the beginning, but I didn't start to, like, really get hyped up until, like, around Water 7, which is around 200 episodes in. But that doesn't mean that the previous 200 episodes were bad. I just didn't start getting, like, hyped up and shit. Because, you know, all the other episodes were good. There's nothing bad about them. Like technically speaking, many people, like, really start vibing with the arcs around episode 30, which is the beginning of the Arlong Park arc, because Arlong Park is honestly pretty good. And when compared to a bunch of the more earlier arcs, it's different. So in the first few arcs, you got Buggy, who doesn't really give Luffy much problems. Sure, he has a big cannon and puts him in a cage, but, you know, after he's out, Buggy's not too much of a problem for Luffy. Then you got what's his name, Captain Kuro, and all that dude got is he's really fast. So he gets a few cuts on Luffy, not that much of a problem. Don Craig, sure, Luffy has problems with him because he has a shit ton of weapons. He has weapons all over him. He has incredible armor and shit. It's like, of course he's gonna be a bit, you know, difficult to fight. Imagine trying to fight a guy who has, like, an exploding axe and shit, shooting spikes. Like, that's what Don Craig was doing. Of course Luffy's gonna have a bit of trouble with him, but at the end, it's not like, compared to his later enemies, they didn't give him as much problems. Because with Arlong Park, it's when it really starts to get difficult. He was put out of commission. Mostly that's his fault, but he was put out of commission almost towards the start of the battle. And and he came back later, and his arm almost got bit off. Like, fishmen, in terms of strength, are 10 times stronger than humans. Like, that has been stated several times. And he struggled. Afterwards, he goes to Alabasta, and, you know, like, I'm not trying to, like, purely talk about his enemy strength, but the earlier arcs, the stakes weren't... It's not necessarily about the stakes, but the strength of the enemy and the threat they posed wasn't as bad as these later villains, the villains of these later arcs. And you don't really... It doesn't really set the tone. Like, One Piece at first, it seems like, even with, you know, some of those sad backstories and whatever, until Arlong Park, One Piece is still kind of like... It still has a pretty bright, happy kind of tone, you know, like, oh, there's this guy, he's made out of rubber, and he wants to be Pirate King. It's like, yeah, that's cool, that's fun. But then you start getting into, like, Arlong Park and all these later arcs, and you see the government corruption, you see the threat of all these big name pirates, because after he beats Arlong, he's starting to fight pirates that most others are afraid to fight. And, like, again, personally, One Piece is good from the beginning. Not like that. I want to say that's my opinion, but no, One Piece is great from the beginning. I feel that the best comparison to make is to compare the beginning of One Piece up until Arlong Park, like Phantom Blood of JoJo, like part 1 of Phantom Blood. It's good, but people don't talk about it because once you start to reach part 2, there's better things to talk about. Once you reach Arlong Park, there are better things to talk about than these first few arcs of One Piece. And it's not like they're bad. It's just, there is better. There is better. Fucking Bloody Stream, that's the opening name. Battle Tendency is fucking goated, man. It's like one of the best fucking parts of JoJo. Arlong Park is honestly one of the better arcs of One Piece, like narratively speaking. And then after that, you know, you get Alabasta, which really starts to put him against big name pirates, you know, warlords of the sea and what have you. While in, you know, you got Stardust Crusaders and JoJo, and they're starting to introduce stands, which, you know, things just start to get much more bizarre from there. And like, One Piece is good, and you gotta, and like Oda has stated, you gotta be prepared to dedicate everything to One Piece. You know, One Piece isn't some light anime snack. It's not going to be like your My Hero Academias, where they introduce the season to every anime season. You know, you're not going to have your 13 episode season 1 and then 25 episode season 2, season 3, season 4, whatever. Nah, One Piece has been going on non-stop. Oda has told his editors and people working for him, you have to be prepared to die for One Piece. Because Oda himself is prepared to die for fucking One Piece. He almost has fucking died for One Piece. And his storytelling is great. It's just, especially in terms of the anime, the pacing is kind of slow. And sure, with the pacing being slow, manga is better, but the anime is still good with the soundtrack and sometimes even the animation quality. I know that anime that's been going on for long periods of time don't have as good quality of animation as other anime, but they have their moments. They have their Sakuga shots. And I've been dragging this on, but that's just all that I'm getting at. The first few arcs in One Piece are the Phantom Blood of One Piece, and then it's a very high bar, those first few arcs, and then from there it just goes uphill, you know. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about One Piece. I've dragged this video on long enough. I'll probably be restating this in another video specifically to get people interested in One Piece, but like, this has been on my mind and I honestly just had to get it out. But yeah, bye guys.